now, Sway.
Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
People, welcome back to Views of View. Liverpool back after this weird winter break. Yet there's games on thing that the Premier League have going on. We're back, man. We're back. Reds extend their top lead at the top. Absolutely routed Bournemouth in that second half, man. Honestly, like normally when Liverpool have these long periods of long periods where they're not playing football competitively, I'm always worried. You know, like when we come back from internationals, we're very, very rusty. We don't play great, but today, man, we actually played the game quite well. One thing I will say in the first half is the fact I don't like it when we play like how you're supposed to play away from home, where you just go, where you don't sit back, but you just settle the opposition team. Because Bournemouth, they're a good side, you know. Let's be serious. They're top of the form table. This was a proper banana skin. They play some good football, but you know, Liverpool try to settle the crowd down. I don't really like it because you know what it is for me. I prefer Liverpool on the front foot. We've always been a front foot team. You can go back to previous managers. So for me, I always find that a little bit nervy, and I think it kind of plays against our strengths. But it doesn't matter because you know what, the first half for the most part was relatively boring. Neither goalkeeper had much to do. I know Bournemouth came out flying. They got like 2 or 3 set pieces very early. But the biggest thing that happened in the first half for me was that flipping challenge on Diaz by Justin Kluivert. So this is the thing, man. Like as football fans, we just ask for consistency. If Curtis Jones is getting sent off against Bissouma, I don't see why Kluivert is staying on the field, especially when you've got the benefit of VAR. This idea of clear and obvious, all these other little things that they have, this small print that they have, it's just making things worse. But that's neither here nor there, man, because ultimately Diaz was fine, which is good because our injuries are piling up, man. Like bodies are piling up on the steeple, man. It's not looking good. But in the second half, we were much better. We were way more comfortable on the ball. You can see us bopping the ball around really well. Darwin Núñez for me is a player that I really want to highlight today. Normally, I've said previously that Darwin Núñez is, when he's in front of goal, he lacks a bit of composure. It's like a kettle boiling over. When he gets, the closer he gets in front of goal, it's like the kettle boiling over, and then the steam goes everywhere, and you can't see, and he just hits and hopes. But today, the 2 finishes today were absolutely brilliant. Today, it's a big step in the right direction. Everything else as well, part of like in his game, like just his overall game obviously has improved exponentially. He showed it again today. There were little moments today where he tracked back, he switched to left wing, he tracked back really, really well. There was one time when Konate, in the second half, when Konate stepped out foolishly, and Bournemouth had men overloading on our right hand side, and Darwin went tracked back into the left back position, and he tracked his man really well. And just little things like holding up the ball, linking up with players, it's all getting there, man. It's getting there. I won't like rave about his finishing too much. They're 2 clean finishes, but we're getting there, man. We're getting there. And Diogo Jota, man, like this is, you know what's weird, man? People keep saying, especially rival fans, like we're worried about Mohamed Salah. Even our own fans are worried that Mohamed Salah, when he's gone, obviously just general balance in the right wing. As good as Elliott is, as much as I like him, I want him to be successful at Liverpool. You can see that when he plays there, it's a clear disparity of quality, and hopefully he will get there in time. But right now, this Harvey Elliott is a massive disparity. Unfortunately, it just is what it is. That's no shade on the player. It's just like Mo has big boots to fill, but Diogo Jota is a player. We saw this in 2022 when we lose players to AFCON, he somehow steps up, and today he was excellent. Today he took absolutely lethal finishes and just overall play, like the assist for Darwin Núñez. That bit of football was brilliant. Konate, lovely chest to Jones. Jones slips it to Diogo Jota, and Darwin Núñez just tucks it in first time. Brilliant goal. And yeah, speaking of Curtis Jones, man, I don't know, man. Like, it's injuries. Like, these injuries it's just getting too much now. It feels like every time we're slowly getting someone back, we're losing someone. And that's what's really frustrating. That's what's really worrying me right now. Like, I'm not too bothered if we sign anyone. I just don't want players to keep getting injured. Like, we have gotten to this position with the squad that we have. Therefore, on paper, I know football's not played on paper, but on paper, this squad is good enough to stay at the top and continue continue as we've been. But it can't do that if we keep losing bodies, and all of these injuries, they're just so innocuous and random. But anyway, people, as always, like the video, comment, subscribe, send in the views review. Liverpool are top. We are staying top. It's a beautiful day to be alive. The weather is getting better. I'll see you guys after Fulham. Peace.
Well, back again. Yo, what we're talking about, Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 4. That was on point. You know what I mean? That was more like the old Liverpool. That was clinical. I can't even lie still. 2 seconds. Right, back to the game. Hey, you know, Bournemouth was a tricky game still, and like the first game back after a good result, now we see unfortunate injuries and the Salah business, you know. But this is what I'm saying, man. This is what I like. Everyone playing the position in the squad, and no excuse of injuries. We go hard. The squad is filled up quite a bit, and certain players are playing out the skin, and certain players are coming back to form, and this is what we want to see. First half was okay-ish. Bournemouth were half chances. We had a couple too. So it's been okay, not a great first half. But as soon as the first goal in by Mr. Darwin Núñez. Now, like I said, like everyone, I'm being his biggest critic. But I believe he should be able to finish the season with at least 15 Premier League goals. Not talking about all comps, not talking about GA and everyone wanted to go statistics, but 15 Premier League goals, and I'll say that's a very good season for Darwin in his second season. But you know, like I said, one thing I'll give him credit, but his effort, his run, and yes, he's like a whirlwind. You don't know what you're gonna get, but yeah, man, that was some 85 million pound finishes. You know what I mean? And Jota the shutter. I mean, boy, it's Now, hear me out. If this team was to keep this up, the three of them up front, although Diaz has been not great. I mean, in honesty, as I said in previous videos, he needs to take the season off, man. Then Salah, when he's fit, he needs to hold bench because the team's doing bits, you know what I mean? You know, the midfield done well. That was McAllister's best game, I reckon, as a 6. Controlled it, the tackling, little interceptions, although we know he's best further forward, but, you know, he's doing the bits, you know? Defense is solid again, you know, Bradley, you know, another great game for Conor Bradley. You know, potentially, let's just see, obviously, he could be the understudy for right back. And my boy, man, Joey keeps shutting you haters down, man, in the chat. And not you just saying, oh, yeah, man, come on, man. But remember, Joey's dead, right? He ain't good enough, you know, ice skating and that. Let me tell you something, really and truly, Joey should be starting alongside VVD, yeah? And I know Kanate has come back to form in the last couple of times, giving up, but because Joey's so good, versatile, you know, he should be starting alongside VVD. But this is what I'm saying, players are picking up Kwanzaa, you know what I mean? Bradley, the subs, McConnell, Clark, you know, everyone's putting the shift. Elliot, you know what I mean? Although he had a decent game, he was alright, you know, he's okay, you know what I mean? Could be a bit better, you know. Grab needs to fix up a bit, but, you know, you've done well coming on with, you know, Cody. This is it. We've got the firepower, we've got the team. And this season, boy, I'm just going to keep quiet. I'm not going to do what Cal does with the you-know-what, but because we've been here before, innit? So let's just see how the season goes. I mean, clinical, man. So I can say this with my hand on my heart, on my chest, that we're finishing top 4. That's without a shadow of doubt. We're finishing top 4. It's just where we finish. That's the key. And we'll see, innit? We'll see, you know? We see. But brilliant performance by the boys, you know, solid, you get me? Núñez and that, you know what I mean? Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 4. And now the next game, Fulham away. And let's get to Wembley again and get another cup in the bag. You dig? I'm out.